Hey, this is Toby Ryan. I'm going to be showing you the AEON Collection by Heavyocity. This has over 10,000 individual samples. I can't show you everything because there's also over 750 individual NKI instruments. The first one we're going to be playing with is the Hits menu. On the left side here, you're going to notice the Master Effects. Inside the Master Effects, there's delay, and width and amount and feedback. There's even reverb. Inside the menu here, there's arena, halls, plates, cathedrals, and more. On the right side here, there's also distortion. There's individual bass, treble, and tone knobs. On the top here, there's modulation. You can change the morph, the amount, and the depth. Playing along with that same idea, there's also this twist knob. You can adjust the rate, as you see up here. And even the tone. On the right side here, there's the punish knob. We turn that on. It gives you that thick, aggressive sound. Now you can map these knobs to your MIDI interface simply by right-clicking and learning, moving the knob you want to use, and immediately it's activated. You can actually map all of these knobs to your MIDI interface. Let's turn on some modulation and turn on the link envelope. You can easily remove that MIDI just by right-clicking and clicking remove. Now on the right side, you have the volume envelopes. Now if you press right now, the release is too low, so it just gives you that quick choppy feeling. Turn up the release, and it's longer. You can even adjust the attack and how it plays. These channels right here represent left, right, and middle versions of this mix. In the mix tab, you have 3 individual sounds. Let's jump into the hybrid acoustic pulse halls, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's 3 individual sounds that are playing here that make up the acoustic pulse halls. Now if I mute these first 2, you can see what I'm talking about here. Sounds like an upright bass. Unmute this next one. Has a modulated synthesizer feel. And this next one is a treble-y version of that. More of a piano organic feel. All 3 of these make up what they call the acoustic pulse halls. And so you can have this nice, rich, layered sound. You can even mix them in. And even tune them. I'm going to tune this down an octave, and this other one up an octave. You can even pan them to adjust to get a nice mix. Now if you look along the bottom here, what makes melodic different versus the rhythmic portions is all of these are mapped as individual notes. And these red keys right here represent the T effects. The T effects are extra effects like distortion, lo-fi, filters, and more. And if you press one of these red keys down here on your keyboard, you can pan it, Even add lo-fi. Let's have the piano party here. Turn on the T effects. Now let's turn on the lo-fi. Each one of these effects can be taken a step farther with the sequencer. So instead of just lo-fi, you can sequence that lo-fi in the advanced. The advanced shows you that this bits knob is being modulated by this particular pattern. Each one of these has a unique pattern programmed in for a sequence. You can even adjust to standard patterns like the LFO, and square, and others. Let's use some filters here so you can get a better feel for it. Let's change up the rate so it plays a little faster. Slow it down. And even these knobs can be learned and mapped, so you can record in MIDI and automate them. Now on the right side here, you can smooth it out, so you can even draw in your own. So you don't necessarily hear the steps that are popping in and out on the sequence rate. You can smoothen it out, so then it sounds much more fluid. You have filter types like low and high as well. There's panners to take you in left and right ear. There's even pitch modulation, which is pretty fancy as well. All of these can be sequenced, drawn in, and edited. You get some really unique sounds and LFO shapes as well out of this. Next tab over is the EQ and filter. You'll notice the same channel 1, 2, and 3 that adjust the channel equalizer for each one of these channels. So channel 1 here, you can have an individual EQ or a master that applies it across the entire channel. So let's turn on the chiming elf here. Make sure we jump back to the EQ tab. Turn down the low frequencies, add them back. Maybe take out some of the high frequencies. You can even dial in on specific frequencies and cue them to have more pinpoint accuracy or a wider band frequency. Let's jump into the presets here. Let's turn on the Made a Square. And just as on the right side and the left, you have these channels. The filters also have channels, so you can low pass, high pass, band pass, vowel, and more. Let's link these. This one's probably my favorite right here. Let's turn on the hits again so you can kind of get a better feel for it. You even have a vowel filter, which is a softer form of that. What makes this particular filter unique is you can even envelope it, then modulate it, so that when you play it, this same frequency, every time you play it, it triggers. Along with the filter and modulation, you can even LFO modulate it. So with this filter LFO, you can turn up the rate, turn up this knob, and turn on its own LFO. You can have a random pattern-like filter as well. Sync to your project as well. There's a whole bunch of sounds to choose from like guitars. This banjo is incredibly unique. To guitar metal chugs. And even softer ones like guitar harmonics and tank drums. The ARP versions represents the arpeggiated samples in the advanced performance. Let's play with some of these synthesizer arpeggios. In the advanced performance area, you have velocity, length, and pitch that you can all change and really make a unique arpeggiated pattern. Each one of these patterns can be chained. There's a single and a multi-chain. So if you drag this arrow, you can have all the way up to 8 different unique patterns, each with their own steps, their own rates. So if you wanted this to be 32, this one to be 16, you could absolutely do that. Let's change to this other one here. You have velocity here, you can actually move it up, down, and adjust that way. You can copy and paste. So if you like a particular pattern, like on say number 1 here, you can edit and copy the single parameter on this page. Go to the next one, paste those sequences on the next pattern. Next is you can even randomize it. And that's just that single parameter. What makes this even more advanced is you can go into all parameters, randomize, and it takes each and every one of these tabs and randomizes it. Now that's interesting in itself, but you can also randomize in major and minor. So you can see how powerful this can get immediately. There's also a glide. So if you turn on, it glides between notes. I'm going to jump to the Rhodes preset. I'm going to use one of my own presets that I've made here and saved. Let's turn on the arpeggio. And the retrigger's on, so if you press and hold a note and tap another note, you can retrigger. Then with this 8, you can add an extra octave above the other. Down here in the amp sequencer, add your gated rhythmic effects. Let me choose a different one so it sounds a little bit better. Let's choose the Arise from the synthesizer. The gated rhythmic effects can be triggered with the green keys down here. You can even adjust the rate as well. even draw in your own. Alright, so what separates the rhythmic from the melodic is instead of playing notes across the keys, you're now playing loops across the keys. Then play, add effects. This thing is full of loops and sounds like bass guitars, lower frequency instruments like synthesizers, sub frequencies, etc. They have upper frequency type instruments as well. Each individual one of these loops can also be tuned. And then you can pan them, change the level, punish, twist, add master effects, and more. If you look on the ARP version ones, these even have advanced performance mutators. And where it arpeggiates the melodic version as in pitch, this one arpeggiates the loop. And you can change each individual loop and play a different kind of pattern. Length and velocity is also available, so you can move these at the same time, move these up, and adjust them as well. Now, in the menu suite 1, you're going to notice the same name in the single loops. It's because they've taken each individual sound out of those loops that they've made in the menu suites and separated them out into each individual instruments, like the aggro comper here. You can play them and key them just like you would on all the other menu suites. Then you can slice them up in the advanced loop. That's what this range right here is. Click on the advanced loop here and see which one you're playing, and then tune it. You can even have a MIDI to host function. So if you're used to writing in MIDI, you have this available to you. You can see how they're laid across the keys. You don't necessarily need this because you can always record in MIDI. And then edit it that way. Let's take a look at some of these other ones down here in the 3-loop combos. These laid out a little differently. So now you have a few different loops laid out across the keyboard. Check out their website because they'll have the tech specs about how large these files are, how many you're getting, and just how awesome this entire product is. Also in the downloads tab right here, you're going to see the user manuals for more advanced features and the entire cheat sheet down here. If you haven't seen that yet, definitely check that out because if you just got this, it'll give you a quick reference to every part of this. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you later. Have a nice day. Keep your eyes on those who make it to the end.